Welcome to A Voice of Reason in Turbulent Times with Pastor Charles Burnett-Morrow. A powerful, practical, prophetic, and progressive commentary about what is happening in our world today.
In the end, the Supreme Court, in effect, can be the final stop for every law that is ever written or every law that is ever passed. However, if the law that is signed by the president, that's been given approval by the Senate and by the House of Representatives, if a law goes unchallenged, then obviously, legally unchallenged, then obviously the Supreme Court never comes into play. And oftentimes the law is not challenged because smart attorneys are able to look at the merits of the law, and they're able to look at it from a constitutional perspective. They're able to look at the law, they're able to look at it technically, and they're able to say, well, yeah, this doesn't help a lot of people, this hurts a lot of people. However, it does not violate the Constitution, and therefore they're not fool enough to take it to court, because anybody who knows they're going to lose the case is foolish to try and go before the courts and represent a case that they know already in and of themselves is constitutional, and therefore they're going to lose the case. Okay, so that's why many people don't like it when they talk to an attorney and they think they have a case against somebody. They think they have a case and they can sue somebody, or they can go to law against somebody. And in speaking to a lawyer, the lawyer winds up saying, unfortunately, if you don't have this, and this, then this case is unprovable. I cannot meet the standard of the law. I cannot present a case that is convincing to a judge or to a jury. I cannot present a case beyond reasonable doubt, and therefore, at this time, I cannot bring the case. And people get angry. They get angry with prosecutors. They get angry with attorney generals in their state, because they don't challenge certain laws, and they don't challenge, or they don't take certain cases. But it's because they don't understand the process of the law. And the process, again, was designed by our founding fathers, and they utilized tremendous wisdom. We have one of the best written constitutions in the world. It's certainly one of the longest standing constitutions. The protections that the Constitution provides us as American citizens are invaluable. The way in which the law is designed to work, the way in which law is designed in America is such that if you are accused of a crime, the case must be provable. In some instances, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. That is the standard in some instances. In some instances, whether it be criminal or civil, you may need to be able to convince the majority of a jury. In some instances, you have to convince the entire jury. It has to be a decision that is unanimous in order to come to certain conclusions in certain types of cases. And all of these provisions, folks, are important. All of these provisions are going to mean that sometimes there will be things in our nation that we don't like, that we're simply going to have to deal with. We're going to have to live with. And that is just the reality of a constitutional republic. Okay? You may have two teams, but one of those teams is going to be on the winning end of every argument, and one of those teams is going to be on the losing end of the argument. Therefore, it is incumbent upon both teams to cooperate one with another, to work with one another, and in so doing, to devise a compromised version of what it is they're trying to do, that both sides ultimately can agree upon, albeit one side is going to agree upon it gleefully and the other side is going to agree upon it moaningly. They're not going to be real happy per se. They're still not pleased with the ultimate outcome. However, they are pleased that they were able to mute it a little bit. They were able to tamper it down a little bit. They were able to regulate it in such a way that it protects certain things that they are concerned about or that they have specific concerns regarding. That is how a constitutional democracy, a constitutional republic works, folks. It's really not hard. I grew up in school understanding. I had teachers that taught government, and they told us as kids, they said, you're not always going to be happy with every Supreme Court ruling. You're not always going to be happy with every law that is passed. However, we have a representative form of government, which is what a democracy is, a republic is. And therefore, there are going to be those times when we simply have to operate from a place. Again, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about in the beginning. You have to operate from a place of goodwill. Goodwill mandates that you be able to accept the outcome, be it favorable or be it unfavorable. Okay? People of goodwill understand that there are times when the nation today may not be ready for a certain law or for certain things. And that does not mean the nation will not be ready 10 years from now or 15 years from now or 20 years from now. But ultimately, the way our government's supposed to work, ultimately, they should be able to make their argument and persuade the public in their favor to support what they're trying to do, so that in the future they can then perhaps approach that issue again, they can approach it fresh, and they can try to get something done at that point.
A voice of reason in turbulent times with Pastor Charles Burnett-Morrow, speaking truth at a time when truth is in short supply.